to kill off a puck unless he uses orb aggressively just a second before and it's on cooldown for a long time. Then you might have an opening, but I think it should be a fairly even mid matchup. Once it hits level 6, Puck probably has the better kill potential with the coil when he has someone rotating, either the Venge or the Chen or both really. So in terms of pure 1v1, should be fairly even. Gonna see that places Void in the offlane here. I'll place a very interesting observer water. So if we had these spawn boxes in spectator mode, we could actually tell if that blocks. I'm not 100% sure actually.
We just gotta guess one of us in the game and plop down a ward to see where they are. Yeah, it would be a neat toggle feature to add in eventually, but in terms of rune contest, we are going to see Dire camping pretty aggressively for this bot rune. Radiant, they're going to get vision of it as the river is colonized by Dire heroes, and Gyrocopter, I'd say, does not want to tangle with the likes of the Dire. May have to learn that lesson the hard way. They've got the magic missile leveled up, they've got the Sven with his Stormhammer, but not going to need to use it as Arts backs off.
Low ground disadvantage, Arts was never going to get close enough for that. It's actually... Where is he going right now?
They might switch up long and short lanes,
dodging.
which...
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense. You really don't want to put your Gyrocopter up against a Venge Sven lane, because that's going to be stuns for days.
Yeah, absolutely true. I don't really want to do that. I want to have that matchup up against the Beastmaster, and that's exactly what they're looking for. The question is whether to lead to Chen Roger and take his first creep here and kind of aggressively jungle, actually. Notec not going to be able to do a whole lot up against them, but they did find the ward. Nice little catch there. Gonna have to try and deal with Phase Void though, much harder target to bring down, even if you get the stuns on target. Either you burst them down, it's just gonna undo all the damage, so it's gonna be the Lich to set their eyes on with this early smoke rotation from the Chen.
Yeah, so this will be interesting if they can do it, because what they have to do is force out Dale's Time Walk and then immediately follow up on that, immediately go in for a secondary stun. And they have 2 stuns available. With the Centaur coming in with the Chen Creep, they've actually kind of got 3. So they're going to have to make Dale walk away. They're going to start with stun onto Nosek. They're going through, they're getting a lot of damage. Centaur stun comes through as well. One more hit will secure First Blood. Garter's securing it now. Dale has to leap away back to his tower to get out safely. So great early rotation from ProDotA. It's paying off.
Yep. Going on a target that they know doesn't have any sort of defensive capabilities here. All he had actually was already level 2 with the sacrifice and the frost blast. The wards being taken out definitely helped him there. But still, being the first blood, definitely in favor of ProDotA. Question is, how long is that gonna go well here with Sven in the offlane? And Faces Void, not the worst to contest, just a melee 1v1 more or less. He has 4 armor, decent health pool, and also a time lock to maybe get some extra damage in. But they constantly have to be wary of this Chen.
Yeah, we're going to see RC go down, looking for that 2-minute rune. It is going to be a regen, so that could be a nice pick for the Vengeful Spirit. Going to go back to full health, full mana, able to spam out the magic missiles more and more in this lane.
Well, you wouldn't really call it spamming. If your mana pool is barely enough, not even enough for 2 in a row. But yeah, it's gonna be nice to have, and just nice to take it away from. Oh, hello, Undershock. What was happening there?
That was
maybe
going in a little bit too deep.
It's one of these situations where I think he must have used the orb aggressively or didn't have enough mana or anything, and then just got caught with a cask, lucky bounce. Sure what happened there, but now maybe Witch Doctor might be should be punished here. Z gets in range for the stun. He did a little bit of extra right clicks though with a minus arm that should be enough. Verify kiss the orb right on target, so Undershock with the snipe. Picks him right back up in his middle lane position, despite the death here, which really shouldn't have happened in any world whatsoever.
Yeah, down bottom we've got Garter going head to head with a Faceless Void, who's actually gotten a decent amount of damage on him. Sven is going to gobble up that Salve to keep himself in fighting fit shape. Meanwhile, mid, Undershock is doing a nice job harassing the OD, but again, taking an Astral right to the face. You know, Puck's got that nice steady damage, but OD can just unload on him at any time.
Gotta be so careful with now Chen rotating in. Look at that burst damage. That's actually very well played from Undershock, kind of baiting out the detention. Taking it away from Roger rotating in, who found himself Dark Troll summon as well as the Satyr. Which was great for laning sustain, but also for that extra nuke. That plus the own orb from the puck was enough to pick up the kill, so This Shen's
Ooh,
proving
down
to be a real
bottom.
nuisance down bottom. There's a cast, gonna bounce back to Garda. No, not quite. Should be fine as a result. Zeke though, committing quite deep. Not deep enough. Just not a lot of control here between these heroes, and that's a big problem for Yellow Submarine right now. Let's talk about this top lane actually. Artis versus Sexy Bamboo on his Beastmaster. How's this going? I mean, obviously Gyrocopter with the last hit advantage, but is Beastmaster getting enough out of this lane?
I think absolutely. Beastmaster hasn't died, hasn't really come close to dying. He's got his bottle. He's got 500 gold if he'd like to pick up his boots anytime soon. I think he's making a little bit of a mistake, not leveling up that inner beast just to get that extra attack momentum. But I do like the fact that he's pretty much keeping up with farm with this aggressive gyrocopter. And I think the fact that Beastmaster is getting so many levels is a little bit concerning once he hits the
Gata,
levels.
he's going in deep here, but super low. The cast bounces very favorably here. And the nuke from the Satyr, this time around not enough. Time walk keeps Dale safe here, despite the Vengeful Spirit with the DD coming out. Sven going down, meanwhile up top, well, it's the cast's curse, I suppose. It's not even cooldown committed for that. How did that happen? Did it run down with the Rock Barrage?
Probably. I think Beastmaster went in, just got a little bit too greedy, and paid the ultimate price.
Oh well, for now. Perfect opportunity actually for the rotations to come in. Gata TP's straight back to the top lane instead of going back to bottom and kind of Sexy Bamboo mirroring the movement. But he pointed out that very interesting build here. We never see Beastmasters put up that second point at the axis these days, especially in laning situations like this where you 1v1 can have that extra attack speed in itself and also the wall to get some extra harassment in. But curious what Sexy Bamboo was thinking with that.
Mid lane, we've got Undershock being as slippery as possible, dodging out those arcane orbs with the phase shift, but now that phase shift is on cooldown for a little bit, so, you know, Puck does have to take some damage. Looks like there is going to be a gank.
There's going to be a stun here on the Shock. They don't have enough damage here. They don't have the burst from the coil. They also have a nice little cast here. There's the coil actually holding OD in. Nice little cast dodge on the back there, so they're going to take the OD. What the coil just expiring as Captain Love gets the hell out, so he's not going to snap it. Still ate another stun, I believe. Is meanwhile the bottom. Oh, here, it's just trying to run down there. It's not going to be easy. Witch Doctor though, he will end up staying alive. Arzik takes another castle phase here. Another couple of right clicks will not be enough, but Undershock maybe with a bit of extra momentum here from that orb. It's the last little right click in for yet another kill going the way of the Puck. That's 3-1-1.
Oh, Roger!
Oh god, what's going on? Artis finally has enough of this. He comes in, finds Chen without creeps to tank up the Rock Barrage, which is very odd indeed.
Looks like Nosek might be stuck. Almost got trapped in there by the neutrals and the creeps. And speaking of creeps, Vengeful Spirit takes the ultimate plunge, buying out before she heads back to base. And well, now we're starting to see the blood come out. For a while there, it looked like there was a little bit of stagnation, a little bit of two safe lanes, and here we go. We've got the fights going out. It's going to be 4-5. ProDotA slightly in the lead in terms of overall XP and gold. It's actually very close now. So a couple good kills either way can definitely turn this game.
Yep. So do you feel like the Chen has given them enough momentum already in this bottom lane? I mean, sure, they secured them quite a few kills. They haven't taken any towers just yet.
I think the Chen really needed to take that mid tower. We saw early on when there was a push, they got the OD down, they rotated in the Puck and the Chen to the mid. I think they just needed to do more chip damage there, and that would have been more successful, because the Chen's strength is, you know, at 5-10 minutes, just be able to push in an unstoppable wall, and we see Chen having a bunch of satyr creeps there. That's good for fighting and good for nuking, but you need the troll summoners just to be able to bop down the towers after you get the kills.
Yes, the Satyr sounds so bad either for the health region, just the ability to nuke down creep waves easily.
Oh, Arzik!
Well, he's gonna be found. Not quite sure what he was trying to do there. Doesn't have quite have the swap available, but he bought enough time for Undershock to come in. There's a call down. Gotta be dodged here. And the coil means the Captain Love has nowhere to go. Arthur should be able to walk out, but hey, no check. He tried to help, but he ate a roar to the face. That's a 2-for-1 trade, and ProDotA can take that every day of the week.
Yeah, what looked like a clean pick on Venge actually turned very favorable for ProDotA as they were able to rotate in the heroes they need. They get down the Lich and the Witch Doctor, so it's 2 supports for 1 support. And, you know, they would have liked to take out the Gyrocopter as well, but you can't have everything. Meanwhile, up top, Garter in the God Strength form might end up getting this tower down. Looks like Radiant, they do have their Fortify, they're going to spend it now, maybe forcing Garter to wait another wave, but he's actually tanky enough that he doesn't really care about any tower aggro.
Yeah. Might be an issue actually not responding to this. I mean, actually they do rotate arts up top here when the tower was in deny range, so at least they're going to take that money away from the Sven, but Garter is slowly but surely catching up in terms of last hits. Gyrocopter still a little bit ahead with the kill involvement that he's had. But at some point, ProDotA is also stacking. Which is not the case just yet, but hang on. Might see a bit of Chronosphere on 3 heroes as well. A couple of creeps, but TP just now coming in through with the caster follow-up between Sexy Bambo and Arzik. Bambo should end up falling here, but still gets a little bit of extra damage out before it does. But now GG will play that as well as Notek. They clean up house. They will find the Vengeful Spirit too. Roger not long for the world either, and connects another couple of right clicks. Will bring him down. So the 3-for-2 trade, as they did end up chasing down Faces Void as well. Down the bottom lane. Nice little Chrono here. Can't help but feel like it would have been better though. If the TVs were coming in first. It is fine.
I mean, they tried to turn the aggression here. Now that OD's here with a double damage rune, they might not be done with it. They're going to go in. Puck uses the phase shift, pops up the winning whip to try to get the sounds for now, but it looks like the right clicks are just too much damage for the Fairy Dragon to handle, and Puck heads back to the well. You've got our Zeke rotating in. Sexy Bambo now respawn, ready to fight. You've got a Stormhammer in 3 seconds coming out from the Sven, but damn Dragon drop, that's the second time.
Oh god, no. Ah!
Oh.
It happens when I when you use my button for the camera movement and press enter to check some kills.
Spring cleaning. Either way, it is going to be a fight that very heavily favored the Radiant there. They lost the Faceless Void, but only after he set up a pretty much near perfect Chrono and Time Dilation, and well, they get 3 heroes down, including Sexy Bambo on the Beastmaster, which really slows down his farm potential. So Yellow Submarine, they're getting the strides that they need. They're getting into their peak momentum. They've got the OD that's now going to be picking up his first big item, hopefully a little bit soon on the courier. He does have his power treads. And Gyrocopter, of course, just scales incredibly well into the late game.
This is more from ProDotA. They realize that they need some extra momentum. They're looking to get it here on the back of the creep army as well. Sexy Bambo leading the charge on the back of the roar. They can find the OD here, that would be good. Try and shut that down again. They will see. GG will play Naya with that Hawk. It's also Yellow Submarine. They notice something's up here. They rotate everyone in. They do have another Chronosphere as well, so if this turns into a team fight and is called on, we'll get Roger at the very edge. Dale, he can come in with a really good Chrono if he realizes there's a roll to Artis. There it is. Chronosphere on Sexy Bambo and Roger. Arzik and Unshock unable to really do anything, and everything's bouncing through. That is 1, that is 2 down. All the creeps taking a spill as well. The rest of ProDotA, they have to try and get the hell out. Undershock and Arzik are hanging around a little bit too long there. Might not get far enough away, at least that Vengeful Spirit here throws out a stun. Still gets stopped though. A couple of right clicks doing a trick. And Undershock, what are you doing here? That's a good coil, but you don't have the follow up here. Almost ends up dying. To just a pure right clicks. A little bit of magic news. That's just gonna be dodging that one, obviously, but that was almost a casual feed here. Now Roger coming in with no creeps. That's not exactly a scary hero to chase off 5 heroes on the other side. Well, Yellow Submarine really turning up now. If you look at the net worth, Gyrocopter, the big benefactor of all of that, sitting at 5k net worth at the very top.
That was a pretty fantastic fight for Yellow Submarine. I mean, they lost a couple of ultimates there, but certainly worth the trade. And now we are going to see Dire trying to group up, maybe going for a nice tower here that could really use the mid. They do have a Hellbear Smasher here doing a little bit of damage. They've got the Sven Warcry helping them hit fast, but the Fortify pops out. Looks like Radiant might try to go for a deny here. Might just let this one fall.
At this point, you already took a great fight. You have your Chronosphere on cooldown. You have the Lich Ult on cooldown, so that's a little bit more tricky to go into that again. That being said though, Undershock didn't have his coil either, and this not even level 6 on Vengeful Spirit yet, and this is where it really starts to be worse on here with these supports not getting their levels. Bambo's trying to do what he can, but there's only so much he can do as a Beastmaster in these kind of 5-on-5 situations. Rather have pickoffs here, especially once you
the smoke!
Arzik will pop it immediately. Undershock comes in with nice little silence call, a little bit of burst. They need more though. They need a stun onto Artis or anything, but the cooldown comes out. Roar in the back here as Dale gets stunned up, trying to hunt down Arzik. was just gonna have to re-engage, but there was so much use in ProDotA for absolutely nothing gained.
I mean, it's not over here. We got the Illusory Orb coming through. Dale's going to take a couple squirts from the Fairy Dragon, and now Undershock, even though he's double damaged up, has to back off, as there's not really a whole lot of support coming out. It looks like Dire are going to try to take a Roche off of this. Should be a fairly quick Roche, and with Witch Doctor down, they don't have a lot of that crowd control with the Death Ward that they need, so should be a fairly quick Roche, but
I'm not so sure about that.
Don't know if that was the play.
It's only 1 point up into the Wave of Terror. The Yellow Submarine were to know about this ward actually. That's an interesting one. We'll see the Hawk coming from that direction. So maybe they know something's up. They're grouping up. They smoke. So they want to try and contest this. Roche will fall before they can get there though. Maybe they can catch someone on retreat. Especially with Roger on the outside. Or Zeke. Yeah, he'll fall. Garda's actually still sitting inside, so they want to fight here. Dale actually gets bursted down. Save for Zeke. Garda with a stun into Artis here, but nice little defensive brilliant comes out. Garda now starting to drop loads and right clicks in the Death Walk. Undershock in the bat. There's a bit of a hammer. That's Aegis down already. Artis in the meantime in the back. Trying to clean up these supports and Sexy Bamboo. Well, he used everything he's got. Can't really do anything else, and that'll be the end of it all. Aegis down. Couple of heroes fall on the side of ProDotA. Not gonna get any more mileage out of it. That was a good fight though, to start off, but just didn't have enough juice to finish off the rest of Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, the big component of that fight is that Dale got completely locked down before he was able to go in for a chrono, and you know, that was really how ProDotA just kind of went in and started rolling over. So if the chrono was successful, I think that fight could have been completely in favor of Yellow Submarine, but you know, trades are at least
what
alright.
are you doing here? That's an easy chrono. Only in one man, but it's on the Sven. Definitely worth it at this stage. A couple of right clicks from GG well played, and Naya should do the trick. Artis actually snags up the kill. It's gonna be pretty much his Sanji now completely needs another 500 gold or so. 16 minutes, 17 minutes into the game. That's a pretty good timing on that one.
Yeah, he's holding pretty tightly onto that top net worth slot, and that's only going to increase as the game goes on. Sven, he carries really well into the late game, but that means he has to start getting kills and has to stop dying. He's 1-2-0 versus the Gyrocopters 6-0-4, so I think we know who's hitting a power spike now.
Gonna find Undershock inside here. Should be able to just get the hell out, as they didn't even realize he was there. That could have turned out very, very dangerously here if they got a little bit of control up on top of him.
We are going to see Dale being pinged out here. There's really no Radiant Vision, so it's kind of a risky place for Void to be across the river.
Then again, if they see the Beastmaster, if they didn't see Bambo, then it's kind of the big sting right now. You kind of need that big lockdown, as well as the extra damage to bring down a Void in time. Now, another smoke up. They try and want to make something happen with the coil every single time, but so far it hasn't been as successful as they needed it to be. ProDotA. Throughout all of that, Sven is still sitting a decent amount of net worth, but not where he could have and should have been, arguably. Undershock will reveal himself on the cover of that Invis rune, so just gonna call it quits.
I mean, Radiant are playing pretty scared in terms of their positioning. They're hugging all their towers. They're waiting for Dire to make the first move. Do you think that's what they have to do, or can they group up and be the initiators?
Can't be 100% sure, but I might have seen the smoke actually with this ward. Very unconventional placement, but definitely working for them. So in this case, yeah, you let Dire do whatever they want for a minute or so, when the smoke is going on. I mean, this is very much in Yellow Submarine's favor. They're getting the team fights. They're getting the money. They're going out at the right time. Catching ProDotA out in the right place. And later this game goes with them having the net worth advantage here more or less on the Gyrocopter, as well as the DoD is not too far behind. Arguably a little bit more impactful when it comes to raw damage output than the puck ever will be. Yeah,
Speaking of puck,
taking us later.
Should get the Dagon up pretty soon. Do you think that's going to be really what ProDotA needs? Do you think the Dagon's an essential item on the puck, or is that just kind of...
No, in this game, yes. Because if you really look at their lineup, where's the damage going to come from? I mean, puck with a bit of magic burst, you would have Dagon. Sven, yeah. But at this stage, can do damage, but it's not going to be enough damage in the time that you have, just with the initial initiation from the puck. you're not gonna have enough time for the Sven to do all the damage that you need. You need to blow someone up straight off the bat, or else the turnaround will happen, right? If Gyrocopter gets his ultimate off, that is bad enough, right? If OD gets a defensive imprisonment off, that is really bad too, because it throws away the entire fight momentum. Same for Face's Void. If he gets any spell off, he can just undo some damage or throw out the Chronosphere. And it's so essential to try and burst some of these, one of these cores down when you initiate, or else the turnaround is just too strong right now for you with Submarines. And in this case, with the lack of something like a line for the inbuilt magical burst,
Oh, bottom
I
lane.
think that it's top lane, but yeah, there's the Roar coming out to try and keep
That's
Sexy
the
Bamba
one.
alive. Yeah, that's a big rotation actually to try and bring them down. But hey, there's no such thing as overkill.
Yeah, I mean, they had to rotate in a lot of heroes, they busted up a lot of spells, but in the end, they got down the Beastmaster after he popped his ultimate. They don't really lose anything in between, except for the fact that now Undershock and Arzeek have a little bit of wiggle room to push. Looks like Radiant gonna deal with that by just smacking down the top tower, maybe pushing into the tier 2 as well, as Beastmaster's still gonna be down for a while, as ult is gonna be down for about a minute. So let's see how the Radiant decide to do this. They're finishing off the tier 1, but they're not gonna opt to push, instead they're gonna go on the defensive here. Is that the right call?
I don't want to give anything over, especially with ProDotA pushing very, very slowly right now until Roger comes in. Problem is they all use the teleport to get up top, so ProDotA with the right decision to push now, knowing that those are on cooldown. I actually would have liked to see Yellow Submarine continue the pressure up top, instead of trying to make this rotation that was never going to be in time. Bit unfortunate, definitely. I want to say in favor of ProDotA, just taking a tier 2 for tier 1 and wasn't doing much for you at this stage anyway. 20 minutes in, let's take a quick look at some items that have been picked up. We've got Beastmaster, level 2 Necro, almost at level 3 up here in top lane. Garter, that's the big one. He has the helmet to dominate in a blink and 3k gold. Should probably be going.
Rapier!
Oh, come on.
Please! 20-minute Rapier, let's do it!
Let's go for the Black King bar. I was debating that actually because there's not actually a whole lot.
Oh, mid lane, Dale just gonna get locked down. There's not much he can do about it. He's gonna get Dream Coiled in place. He is gonna go. He's gonna leap off a little bit of the damage. Goes in with the Corona. They are gonna find Undershock here. Faceless Void is still tethered up, but there's gonna be a Death Ward on the back line. So much damage. They are gonna get Arzeek. Now Undershock next on the list. He is gonna go ahead, get Yule's up, and blink away to safety there. So that is a defensive Yules by the puck, opting to put the Dagon on hold for the Yules. I mean, I saw the null tally in the instaff, so I assumed Dagon, but I really like this pickup, and we see how effective it can be. And now going in with a nice waning rift, Undershock may have to hop out into the illusory orb as Dale's still there, but again, no chrono from him, so Undershock gonna be a-okay.
Yeah, I mean, Yule Scepter definitely the more common item on the pucks. Actually, you mentioned the Dagon, and I would actually almost really liked it in this particular game for the reasons I've outlined before, but well, just gonna try to stay alive, but what good is that if you don't have the damage? I mean, we saw what happened there. He couldn't burst down the Face's Void, so he was able to undo so much damage at a time walk, got the Chrono off, and would have gotten puck killed if Vengeful Spirit didn't sacrifice her own life there, so it's kind of...
Oh, Arzeek is hunting. Really, really wants to find that swap and bring him back into the damage zone. Will go through. They are going to go in. Void immediately Yules up, trying to lock him in place. They get the silence. He's going through. He's going to take access to the face. Stunned up, smacked up. They got the Primal Roar coming through. It's going to be a nice Astral locking under... what's his face in place there as Puck. Gonna be blinking out. Sexy Bambo is gonna get a lot of damage done to him, but with a nice Dream Coil. Looks like Radiant might be stuck in place for now. Witch Doctor goes through, will get a kill onto Sexy Bambo, but we'll have to pay the ultimate price up and away from there. Not gonna be enough to live through that fight. The Gem of True Sight's on the deck. Venge falls as well, so there's just gonna be blood all over the place in the back lines. Puck is still alive, but pretty much fresh out of mana. Just gonna be TPing back to base, and the other survivor on the side of the Dire is Roger, who's picking up his Aghanim Scepter and scrambling back to his bottom lane.
The turnaround potential once again for me on Submarine is too strong. Even bursting down with non-Faceless Void didn't end up being enough. Because it took such a long time actually making it happen, going for the Yules instead of the straight up silence after the swap. Which is not as instant, sure, but you should always be able to get it off before the time walk animation can finish.
Nice ward there. Really aggressive Radiant ward here in the lane. They spot out Undershock. They're going to spot out TPs into the lane as well as RZ goes up into the side secret shop and It's going to be all of that. Radiant Vision is pretty much on point. They've had few wards, but each one of them seems to be placed exactly where they need to have vision.
Yeah. Especially, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right with ProDotA kind of emphasizing pressure on this bottom half of the map. They're trying to push out the top, utilize their own jungle a little bit more.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Which I actually would really like to see. I mean, they are stacking the Ancients now, but compare this, I think this is the first Ancient stack. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think God has found another stack before this one. If you compare that to
he's
how...
had some trouble.
Yeah. If you compare that to how the Chinese teams run this Fen, you see stacks from minute 1. He's gonna take it with his first ultimate, pretty much, once he's level 6, level 7. Aziki or not long for the world. You are dead, my mister. And this teleport, undershock, why? Well, I guess he can come out. Nice little roar on the side there. Onto Dale taking him down. Let's see. Oh, nice little double stun action from Garda. This might be a thing to turn around. Defensive imprisonment keeps OD alive for the time being. Art doesn't got it now, both with the BKBs. And GG well played, Denaya. Too many hits around him. No take as well. And just kind of got picked off one by one. And yeah, you're not gonna get the hell out of there.
He's trying to get out, but there was no way. Arts is actually the only survivor on the side of yes. If we look at the fight recap, that is a nice chunk of gold and XP going the way of ProDotA. What happened there?
Just some things really falling into place for ProDotA. Firstly, no Chronosphere. That's the biggest thing. Able to bring down Faceless Void with a row on the backlines before he can find an opening to use that. Also Artis, with the fight that's spread out, you can't really make as much use of the cooldown at this stage, starting to fall off as well. So he was essentially kited a little bit in terms of his damage output. And then the cask as well as the Lich ultimate not bouncing through quickly, and then Garter with that beautiful blink stun on 2 heroes, Captain Love and OD, taking them out of the fight for a long time, even with defensive imprisonment. Preventing OD's death for a while. I mean, once he came back out of that, everyone else was just picked off, so it's classic 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 pickoff, more or less.
Yeah, for now we are going to see Gyrocopter holding the Gem of True Sight. I think he's one of the more survivable Yellow Submarine heroes, so I understand it, but he's now got like 3,400 gold to his name. He's going to need to give that up soon, so who does he pop the gem on?
Probably just a Witch Doctor, or Lich, one of these.
Art's going in, going to be taking out the dominated creep of Sven, and now scouting out that the Roche is back up. Both teams know that Roche is up. Oh man, that creep almost got lucky. So do Dire defend this Roche, or do Radiant even try to go for it now?
Radiant could. I think Yellow Submarine actually want to wait until ProDotA tries to take it, and then go in with the Chronosphere. They don't really... they have some good Russian damage actually here with the OD, so they can start chop away at it too. They don't want to all be in there. I mean, there's still the Puck, there's still the Sven who can find another great initiation like that with a double stun. It's also Blink on the Beastmaster now, so things are getting a little bit more dicey here when it comes to Yellow Submarine. They will now know what's happening, chasing them out of the pit. It's all gonna come down to initiation. Top lane though, look at the Chen army. Playing like a Nature's Prophet there, pushing out the side lanes. Still able to join in the fight. If he would be there, but Roger actually joining himself now.
Oh, okay.
Normally, I mean, when you see Nature's Prophets in these kinds of situations, obviously they're gonna be in the top lane, then they can always TP into the fight if necessary. Chen,
oh, but meanwhile, Dire.
If it was only
They're
Shen,
back in the pit.
if it was only Shen's creeps up there, he could always recall them and create something similar, but Roshan will go. Oh wow, beautiful silence. Pretty much everyone here not gonna follow it up with the corridor, waiting for the better opportunity. There's the Chronosphere here, finds Undershock, finds Azig, it's gonna be eventually put down first, but Garda finds no to get it back. Is it gonna be enough? That's a big question here. No Chronosphere, but there's a little Death Ward doing a decent amount of damage, but not a lot. There's a Raw onto the OD, and that is the biggest issue for Yellow Submarine right now, especially with Artis dropping as low as he did. Sexy Bamboo taking a lot of time in the back. There's Undershock rejoins the party, trying to find someone here. That coil, I don't know what that was, but hey, Dale will be able to just TP his way out as a result of that, so... That was a weird fight for Yellow Submarine. Yeah, they kind of forced it.
They could have gotten a little bit more blood, I feel like, if they had picked one target. The fight kind of split off into all directions here. You know, you had some people fighting over here in the Roche pit, up in the side shop. It looks like a steak. But if you had kind of focused on one direction and corralled ProDotA a little bit better, I think maybe there could have been some more kills secured. But either way, favorable fight for Yellow Submarine, and they got what they needed. They only lost their tier 3 here, and they did not strip the Aegis off of Sven, which is a little bit concerning.
Yeah. It was a huge victory for ProDotA in the end. We can take a look at the graphs, and yeah, that kind of stabilized the lead quite a bit, sitting at about above 4k now in terms of gold. As well as
XP.
experience now.
That is a plunge in favor of ProDotA. So you think this is Sven's power spike now? We saw how successful Gyrocopter was in the early fights, but now Sven's keeping up. The net worth is almost matched on the Gyrocopter.
Yeah. He has the Soul Cures now, he has an Aegis, so they're going to be able to use that to put on more pressure. He at least take this tier 2. Maybe even go high ground here with a lucky pick. I think it's for Yellow Submarine, they have 3 good high ground defense here, just between the Gyrocopter. The Cask even is pretty damn useful there, and also the Chronosphere, so wouldn't be too surprised if ProDotA just use this to try and get some extra core items up. Maybe the completed Scythe and the Puck, which I assume is going to go into. Perhaps an Ether Lens and a Vengeful Spirit.
Oh, it's going to happen here as Arts goes in.
I have a thump, and now Dale, well, Annihilation was not stop the Blink Dagger, so Puck able to get himself out, but well, it's not going to be an Ether Lens anytime soon for Zeke if he keeps tanking ganks like that. And now Dale, what are you doing here? Blink across around the side from Gata into the Lion's Den. Now the still Chronosphere available. Defensive Prism just to try and kite him out. This is done. Roger says well with a bit of follow-up, and now call down into the Chronosphere on top of the Death Wall here. That's the combo that we were talking about. And Gata still not quite dead yet, but final will drop the Aegis. Is there any help on the way here? Where the hell is Undershock? There he is, ready to go in at a moment's notice. Gata still alive here, doesn't have the BKB ready to go. Now calling it back, no damage to follow up. Gata's trying to run away, but he's being blocked down by rockets, by Racklix. Another bit of swap from Azik. Should be able to handle him as Undershock comes back in. Another BKB from Artis, but well, Roger. At the end of the day, the 2 supports and the Aegis are the ones going down, but man, Undershock, they really want to kill this pack. And it's pretty damn hard to do without really solid lockdown, so Undershock will be able to survive. Meanwhile, in the back, Artis and Gata, what are they doing here? They're just
man!
going 1v1. There's a big ass Ancient Creep trying to help out Gata, who can easily turn him up with another stun here. Nice defensive imprisonment there from GG will play Naya, making sure that Artis does not die to this aggression. Instead, they get the second kill onto the Sven. I don't know, he was homonosed. He just went in way too deep. What is this? Who is this? Undershock. What is happening, Annie?
Well, we saw the Puck get killed and the Sven get killed because they are just so bloodthirsty with really no regard for their own lives. It feels like ProDotA, they got their eyes on the prize, but their eyes were bigger than their stomachs in that case, and they ended up losing the Puck and the Sven when they really didn't have to. We saw Vengeful Spirit go in, she almost gave her life to keep the Sven alive, and then Sven just kind of wrapped back around into the Radiant Jungle, and ProDotA, I think they need to play with a little more synergy, because we're seeing Yellow Submarine, they group up so effectively, they rotate together, and yeah, Sven's scary, and Puck has high kill potential, but not on their own against a bunch of heroes.
Yeah. It was about a 4k golden experience thing, and it was such a good spot after the fight before, around the Roach Pit. It just gave it all away. This is Butterfly now, onto the Gyrocopter, so Sven will have to build into an MKB next.
Oh
It's
man!
not gonna be possible anytime soon. Nice little kill on Phase Void here. Okay, double damage. That's an Necro level 3, tends to do that.
Sexy Bambo double damaged is enough to take down pretty much anyone. There is going to be rotations up as a missile from Arts will fly out and try to keep the wave of creeps going back. Captain Love might get a little bit low here. He's going to build towards his Aghanim Scepter. Do you think that's the right play, or would you like to see him go for something a little more utility, like a Force or a Blink or a Glimmer Cape?
Well, Lich actually went for the 4 staff before completing his mechanisms, so it's actually interesting. But yeah, he's going to be the utility guy, which you really would like to have that extra damage from the Witch Doctor. This is always going to be his main contribution in the later parts of the game.
Courier!
What?
Oh, Bambo almost found the courier flying back from the secret shop. That would have been huge if Radiant's courier were taken out. It has a point booster, bottle, and a TP.
It's a point booster for the Faces Void, actually, so he's going into an Aghanim Scepter of his own. Definitely like that decision as well, just having that 60-second Chronosphere available. It's going to be so crucial if you're going to be taking fights constantly like this.
This is Team Fight Void. I really like it. He picked up an early Vlad's, a nice blink, and now he's going for the Aghanim Scepter, which is just going to make himself that much more useful in the team fights. Mid lane, though, Art's going to be trying to find out the Puck, who's going to hop back up onto the high ground. We got ancient creeps coming out as Chen has picked up the Aghanim Scepter. He's going to be picking up a Vlad's himself, so is this what Chen needs to do? Do you want him to finish up the Greaves eventually?
Eventually, yeah, but right now he just wants to have anything he can to help his team out. And well, just try and stay relevant, right? It's kind of something that Chen has to constantly worry about right now. He's still fine with the ancient creeps at this stage in the game, but this goes like 40, 50 minutes. It's gonna fall off too. So gonna have to try and make something happen soon, perhaps with the next Roshan, but right now we have a Submarine taking matters into their own hands. They might just run into a Zeke, maybe not the best target to get. They go a little bit further, and they will also find Undershock as well as Garda, and that's much more juicy. There it is, Smoke will pop. There it is, Chronosphere catches it right on the edge! Artis, where's the follow-up here? Has a Chronosphere. Look at the damage, actually. Zeke with the swap out. Keeping Garda alive at the very least, so that's gonna be Vengeful Spirit's sacrifice, but they want more. Garda with a time dilation. Now, call down. Stop the blink out. BKB TP. Not gonna stop that unless there's a time lock. Doesn't look like it. Well, I might get someone else instead. Imprisonment here onto Undershock, but that's a slippery little Puck. He should be able to get himself out of here despite the time dilation.
Not if it's
Maybe
Aegis.
not. Yield Scepter still comes up. And there it is. The rocket actually connecting. Oh, what? He bought back, came right back into the game. So now trying to do something and will cancel TP on Yuri, but just pops a BKB and starts fighting. Doesn't give a damn here. Garden needs to come in too, but can't really lock down the OD with that BKB running. Need to swap, so they do have extra crowd control. Should be the OD going down at the end of it all.
What's happening?
That was interesting. Just
I
the
mean, the buyback
bloodlust.
from the Puck.
Look at
was
top lane though.
pretty
What
solid.
the hell? Space created. That's what was happening. Didn't even realize, but hey, in that sense, Undershock's decision suddenly makes a lot more sense, right?
Yeah, no, I really like the fact that was instantaneous. There was no hesitation. He knew he could come right back into the jaunt to his illusory orb, and now Roger will get brought down, punished for his greed, but not before he takes out an entire lane of Rack's top. Looking down bottom, there was a range rack secured as well, so Chen is the Rat Lord in this game, but how much longer can that go on? Are ProDotA playing on a timer, or... Wow, Puck in the middle lane.
They're playing on a timer, but they just extended it by quite a substantial amount, taking down these top racks, right? I mean, with all this time the other Submarine spent in that fight in the bottom, and with the cancel teleport as well, Beastmaster and Chen, and that's a dangerous combo when it comes to push. It can can be right up there with the best of them, and by that I mean like Tiny and the Lone Druid, right? Just the attack speed on all of your summons, all of your creeps. Just tearing through buildings so damn fast that they're able to make a trade out of it, so... Good play from ProDotA going for that route. Definitely working out for them so far. Just need to make sure to constantly pressure the other lanes as well now and not to get caught out. Yellow Submarine, they need to be a bit more proactive now.
Yeah, they're the ones that need to start picking fights, because ProDotA have shown that they're going to sit back, they're going to be a little bit patient, and they're going to go in on engages that are perfect for them, allowing Chen to split push Beastmaster going from the back and get a nice primal roar, so... I want Yellow Submarine to be a little bit more aggressive, but we see just from them TPing down bottom, they're playing on the defensive foot. They don't want to be the ones to start the action.
Actually, I have no idea when the range tracks fell in the bottom lane either. It's like...
That was a while ago. That was before the top racks went down. I want to say that was when we were watching the Puck and Sven dance around in the middle of the jungle.
Probably. Well, that's an Aegis as well as the Cheese going the way of ProDotA, so they make that happen. Put the Aegis in the Puck, good decision I think. Making sure that Undershock can stay in, do a little bit of extra chip damage. The immediate smoke up afterwards. Yellow Submarine in a bit of a tough spot here. If they lose the team fight on their own side of the map, chances are that they're gonna lose another couple of buildings as well, unless they have buybacks available here. That Garter's holding on to it. Same for the Gyrocopter. Artis, definitely crucial here to have it on, but there's not an OD here. GG well played. Lanai actually used it a bit earlier as well, so... That OD gets brought down. That's, I guess Vessel Void also has buyback right now, so also very much needed. Things are looking dangerous here for Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting their gem in their base, so their ward or D-ward potential is going to go down a little bit. I think that's the right call, though, because Gyrocopter no longer has room to hold it. You don't want to throw it on someone real squishy like a Witch Doctor, because you'll lose it eventually. Our Zeke actually going to get caught out here. Doesn't even have the reaction time to go for the missile. He's hasted up. He's going to get frost blasted by the Lich. Looks like he might be able to run his way out of this one. There's going to be a missile connecting onto him any second now, but the Radiant have revealed their entire positioning. Undershot going in. Will try to go for the Illusory Orb. Gets a really nice Yule's up, but now there's going to be, okay, we got Chronos. We got a blink from the OD into the Chrono. On the backlines, we've got a Primal Roar. Arc is getting very, very low. Doesn't have the reaction time to cast anything. He's going to get astraled up by his buddy, the OD, and now there's just right-click damage everywhere. The Sven's in the fight. He's got the BKB going through. Arts is alive for now, but the call down connecting through. Dale might end up falling here. Will go down. Sanity's Eclipse being rocked out. Puck is the kill onto the OD. On the backlines, we've got Garter TPing out, but he's the lone survivor on the side of the Radiant. The gem is lost, and ProDotA are ready to push, securing the last lane of racks. This could be it.
Could be it indeed. I mean, I don't know what he denied there, but something was sitting on the ground too. Now they might get Arthas here, pops a BKB. They have enough damage here without the God Strength. I don't really think so. They lose their racks, even if Garda dies here. It doesn't really matter at this stage. Yes, well, Sexy Bumbo, objective-based gaming. He's the only one down here at the middle racks. No one was shock joining, so yeah. Should be it for ProDotA. I was talking about one team fight is all it takes. No buybacks available here with well, actually, Faceless Void did have it earlier. I'm not sure what he bought. Blink Dagger, I think, but
That was a Gyrocopter godlike streak that just got ended. Now it's going to be a buyback from the Gyro. He's all in for here. Looks like call down won't connect onto Undershot.
it doesn't matter at this stage. I mean, you can hold on to Mega Creeps, I guess, with the Flag Cannon, but don't think you can really win this game up against ProDotA right now. Because Sven, with the way this last fight, the one before that went, he managed to get himself the Monkey King bar, which was so far away once the Gyrocopter got double stunned. There it is.
Carter,
See,
no
he's at a point where you can just chop people down in a couple of seconds, and once you're there, then you're gonna have your burst damage, right? And you can rely on that. So Yellow Submarine unable to kite in that one big team fight. Chronosphere just not good enough on a single target, especially with Azik able to swap that target out. As a result, ProDotA take the fight and they take the win. Pretty impressive display here, actually.
I mean, yeah, we were talking about in the draft phase how Yellow Submarine looked good the later it was going, but I mean, it just worked out so well. They got the creeps they needed onto their Chen. They got really nice picks with Undershock when he was going in for the right fight. Sometimes they were a little too YOLO, but in the end it all worked out, and ProDotA take game 1 of this best-of-3 series.
Yep, this is a best of 3 though, as you said, so that means we're gonna have at least one more game with Yellow Submarine. Have to do something a little bit different, account for split push a little bit more. But hey, we'll find out what happens in game 2, which should be coming up soon, so don't go anywhere.